I've been camping my whole life. Started when I was 6 with my dad. By the time I was 23, I'd done dozens of solo trips. I knew the rules. Set up camp before dark. Hang your food. Stay aware of your surroundings. August 2020. I drove up to the Adirondacks in New York for a 3-day solo camping trip. Deep woods. No self-service. Just me and nature. I found a good spot about 2 miles off the main trail. Flat ground. Near a stream. Perfect. I set up my tent around 6 p.m. Made dinner. Watched the sunset. By 9 p.m., I was in my sleeping bag, reading by headlamp. That's when I heard it. Footsteps. Not animal footsteps. Human footsteps. Boots on leaves and twigs. I turned off my headlamp and listened. The footsteps stopped about 20 feet from my tent. "Hello?" I called out. No answer. "Is someone there?" Silence. Then the footsteps started again, circling my tent. Slow, deliberate. I unzipped my tent just enough to look out. It was dark. My eyes hadn't adjusted yet. I couldn't see anything. The footsteps stopped directly behind my tent. I grabbed my knife. My heart was pounding. "I can't hear you," I said, trying to sound calm. "If you need help, I have a first aid kit. If you're just passing through, that's fine. But you're making me nervous." No response. Then I heard breathing, right outside the tent wall. So close I could hear every inhale and exhale. "Back up," I said louder now. "Back up, or I'm calling for help." I was bluffing. No self-service. Nobody within miles. The breathing continued for maybe 10 seconds. Then it stopped. The footsteps moved away. I listened as they got quieter and quieter, heading deeper into the woods. I sat there for an hour, knife in hand, barely breathing. Finally, I convinced myself it was just another camper. Maybe someone who was lost or disoriented. Weird, but not dangerous. I tried to sleep. Around 2 a.m., I woke up to a sound that made my blood freeze. My tent zipper, opening, slowly, inch by inch. I shot up. The zipper was halfway down, but nobody was holding it. It was opening by itself. No, not by itself. Someone was unzipping it from the outside. Carefully, quietly. "Stop!" I yelled. The zipper stopped. I lunged forward and zipped it back up, then held the zipper closed with both hands. Through the tent fabric, I could see a shadow, a person standing right outside. "What do you want?" I shouted. No answer. The shadow reached toward the tent. I felt pressure on the zipper. Someone was trying to open it again. I held it closed with all my strength. We stayed like that for what felt like forever. Me holding the zipper, them pulling on it. Then they stopped. The shadow stepped back. I heard footsteps again, moving around the tent, to the back. Then I saw it, a knife blade, cutting through the back of my tent. A long, slow cut, the fabric tearing open. I didn't think. I grabbed my backpack and dove out the front of the tent. I ran. I ran in complete darkness. No headlamp. No idea where I was going. Branches whipped my face. I tripped over roots. I didn't care. I just ran. Behind me, I could hear footsteps. Running. Chasing me. I ran for what felt like hours, but was probably only minutes. Then I saw lights. A road. A car. I ran into the middle of the road, waving my arms. The car stopped. An older couple. They took one look at me, bleeding, covered in scratches, hyperventilating, and called 911. Police and park rangers went back to my campsite at first light. My tent was destroyed. The back was sliced open in a perfect vertical line. My sleeping bag had been dragged outside and cut into pieces. But here's what they found that I'll never forget. Footprints all around my tent. In the dirt, dozens of them. Bare footprints. Whoever had been circling my tent, breathing on it, trying to get in, cutting it open, they weren't wearing shoes. And the footprints were small, like a child's. They followed the footprints into the woods for about a quarter mile. Then the prints just stopped, like whoever it was had vanished. They never found anyone. No missing persons reports. No explanation. I never went camping alone again, and I still have nightmares about the sound of that zipper opening in the dark. June 2019. Me and 3 friends, Sarah, Mike, and Tyler, drove up to Lake Superior for a camping weekend. We'd done this trip every summer since college. We found a campsite right on the shore. Beautiful spot. Crystal clear water. Total isolation. We set up our tents, made a fire, drank some beer. Normal camping trip. Around midnight, Tyler said he was going for a swim. "Dude, it's freezing," Mike said. "I'm drunk. I won't feel it." Tyler laughed. We watched him wade into the water. The moon was full, so we could see him pretty clearly. He swam out maybe 30 feet, then turned around and waved. We waved back. Then he went under. Not like diving under. Just sank, like something pulled him down. "Tyler?" Sarah called out. No response. We waited. 5 seconds. 10 seconds. 20. He didn't come back up. "Tyler." Mike was already running into the water. I grabbed my phone and turned on the flashlight. Shined it on the water where Tyler had been. Nothing. Just ripples. Mike dove under. Came back up. I can't see him. I can't see anything. Sarah ran in. I ran in. All of us were screaming Tyler's name, diving under, searching. The water was black. Freezing. We couldn't see more than a foot down even with the flashlight. We searched for 20 minutes. Then we called 911. Coast Guard came. Divers came. They searched all night and into the next day. They didn't find Tyler. They didn't find a body. No clothes. No evidence he'd ever been in that water. The divers said the lake floor in that area was only about 15 feet deep. Clear bottom. Nothing to get caught on. No current strong enough to pull someone under. Tyler had just vanished. We gave statements to police. They ruled it an accidental drowning, but they couldn't explain how a body could disappear in 15 feet of clear water. We stayed in a hotel that night. None of us could go back to that campsite. The next morning, Sarah got a text from Tyler's phone. The text just said, "Cold." Sarah screamed, showed us her phone. We called the police immediately. They tracked Tyler's phone. The signal was coming from the middle of the lake, 200 feet offshore, 60 feet underwater. Divers went down. They found Tyler's phone on the lake floor, but they didn't find Tyler. The phone was still on, still had battery. When they pulled it up and unlocked it, they found something that made everyone go silent. Tyler's camera rolled. He'd taken a video. The video was 4 seconds long, shot underwater, just darkness and bubbles. But at the end, for just a fraction of a second, you could see something. A face, pale, eyes wide open, staring at the camera. It wasn't Tyler's face. Police analyzed the video. They couldn't identify who or what it was. Some of them thought it was just debris or a trick of the light. But I saw it. We all saw it. That wasn't debris. Tyler's body was never found. His phone is still in police evidence. The case is still technically open, but they stopped actively investigating after 6 months. I've never been swimming in a lake since. And none of us talk about what we saw in that video. But late at night, when I can't sleep, I still see that face. Those eyes, staring. October 2021. I was doing a solo camping trip in Olympic National Forest in Washington. Off-season. Barely anyone on the trails. I'd been hiking for 2 days. On the 3rd day, I was setting up camp when a park ranger walked up. "Evening," he said, just doing a routine check. "You got your permit?" I showed him my backcountry permit. He looked it over and nodded. "Were you headed tomorrow?" he asked. "Planning to summit Mount Storm King, then head back to the trailhead." He frowned. I wouldn't do that if I were you. Why not? Trail's been closed. Rock slide last week. Dangerous. I pulled out my phone. No service. But I had downloaded the park map before I left. The trail wasn't marked as closed. Are you sure? I asked. I didn't see any notices. The ranger stared at me. His expression didn't change. I'm telling you now, don't go up that trail. Something about him felt off. His uniform looked old, faded, and his name tag was blank. No name. What's your name? I asked. He didn't answer, just kept staring. I need to radio this in, he said. Stay here. He walked away into the trees. I watched him go, but he didn't pull out a radio. He just walked and kept walking until I couldn't see him anymore. I waited 20 minutes. He didn't come back. I hiked over to where he'd walked off. There was no trail there, just thick brush and trees, and no footprints. The ground was soft from recent rain, but there were no prints, not even where I'd seen him standing. I went back to my tent and tried to sleep, but I couldn't stop thinking about that ranger. The blank name tag, the old uniform, the way he'd stared at me. Around 3 a.m., I woke up to sound. A voice outside my tent. Don't go up that trail. I sat up. My heart was pounding. Hello, I called out. Don't go up that trail, the voice repeated. Same flat tone, same words. I grabbed my flashlight and unzipped the tent. Nobody there. I stepped out and swept my flashlight across the campsite. Empty. Who's there? I shouted. Don't go up that trail. The voice was coming from the trees, 50 feet away, but I couldn't see anyone. I backed into my tent and zipped it shut. The voice stopped. I sat there for hours, knife in hand, waiting for sunrise. When morning came, I packed up and made a decision. I was going up that trail. I don't know why. Maybe I was stubborn. Maybe I just wanted to prove the ranger wrong. I hiked to Mount Storm King. The trail wasn't closed. No rock slide. No danger signs. Nothing. I made it to the summit around noon, and that's when I saw it. A body lying on the rocks, partially hidden by brush. A park ranger, in uniform. I ran over. The body was old, decomposed, had been there for months, maybe years. But the uniform was the same as the ranger I'd seen last night. Same faded color, same old style. I checked for a name tag, blank. I called 911 as soon as I got back into service range. They sent a team up, recovered the body. The ranger's name was Thomas Merrick. He died 2 years earlier, fell from the summit during a solo patrol. His body had never been found until now. I told the police about the ranger I'd seen, the warning, the voice in the night. They didn't believe me, said I had probably seen another hiker, that the voice was probably wind or an animal. But I know what I saw, and I know what I heard. Thomas Merrick died trying to warn people about the dangers of that trail. And even dead, he's still trying. I looked up his service record. In the 2 years since his death, 7 people have died on that mountain. Falls, accidents, exposure. All of them ignored warnings to stay off the trail. I don't camp in Olympic National Forest anymore. And if a park ranger ever tells me not to go somewhere, I listen